I've decided that the organization or company that I want my dream job to be and that I've researched into is the Boston Red Sox. They are a Major League Baseball team, obviously in Boston. I've been a fan for multiple years of the team, and I'm very passionate about baseball, so that is what drew me to choosing the Red Sox as the organization that I wanted to work for. Like I said, I'm very passionate about baseball. It's one of the things that's pretty much controlled my life, and I would like to pursue that as well into the future. And now that my playing days are over and the coaching days are over, I'd like to pursue it in an office sort of role. Another reason I chose specifically the Red Sox is that Boston is a very awesome city. I visit Boston once a year, and it's full of history and tradition. And one of the things that is really neat about Boston is Fenway Park, where the Red Sox play. It's the oldest baseball park in the Major League as of right now, the only active one that's been around since the early 1920s. Also, I'd just like to live in Boston, not just Fenway Park, but it's a neat city, it's a big city, and I grew up in a small rural town my whole life, and I'd like to change that. I don't like being able to not do anything after midnight, and it's neat being in a big city. Now, I've lived in Cincinnati for 2 years and gone to school there. I've always thought since I was a kid that when I grew up, either playing baseball or to have an office at a baseball field would be the dream. The reason I chose the front office or economics is because that's a big rule in baseball that no one really pays attention to. Everyone sees what's on TV, the players, the hitting, and all that, but no one sees the behind-the-scenes action of the players being signed or the money or any of the finances that go into it. There's a lot more than just contracts and things like that. Another question that was asked is, how exactly are you going to get that job or internship or co-op? And my first tip was to not strive for that right away and not to only accept that job. Obviously, you might have to start small. It'd be great to get that job as a 21-year-old out of college and to move to Boston, but that might not be realistic. So you might have to start small at a smaller sports organization instead of the big city, big market team like the Red Sox. But the first order of business would be to get my degree, obviously. I'm still working on that, or else I wouldn't be giving this speech. And that degree is in economics, and I would like to go for 2+ years after that to achieve a degree in some sort of statistical line of work. Another tip that was given to me by a couple of resources were to do outside research, not just focus on getting my degree, but when I get home from school, instead of doing homework, is to learn more about the Red Sox or learn more about how I could put something on a resume that would stand out to someone trying to hire me. Along those lines, developing a good resume would be great along with good interviewing skills. They're not going to hire you if your resume doesn't have the right accomplishments on it or achievements on it, and if you're not a good interviewer, then that won't help either. And my last tip was to develop a knowledge for Boston and for the team. If you go in there knowing what you want to do and knowing about the team, it would be extremely helpful rather than going in and not knowing a single thing about the team or a single thing about the organization you want to work for. You have to be knowledgeable and know a lot of things about it as well. So that's my dream job, and I really hope to achieve that in the future. Thank you.